What they do. That's just it is. I mean, the schedules, especially with time changes and shit, and like now it's hot as fuck out here. It's kind of crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
welcome to Keyboard Warriors, presented by RipTheWarriors.com. My name is Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. Jesse Rubalcaba jumps in at the nick of time, and we get to see what he's riding in. That's not the van.
What? Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's the van. Ladies and gentlemen, the free candy van.
It's different. It's different. It's not that big anymore.
Oh, okay.
Don't be just
All right.
randomly cutting your fucking cam on Jesus. You scare us.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Let me Photoshop a picture and put it out there for everybody.
All right. So, we've been wondering for a while now where these UFC events are going to take place, right? We've been, Dana White was saying if Nevada's not going to have us, we're going to Arizona. So the bullshit. We were just in Jacksonville. Fight Island's still a thing. Fuck, he hasn't said a fucking damn thing about it lately, other than copywriting UFSA, that whole thing that John Oliver did. Fucking Dana White went ahead and did that shit. So that got nice. And anyway, so we got word today from Nevada State Athletic Commission that we are a go for 2 events in Las Vegas at the Apex. So this weekend is the first one. Now, we haven't got much promotion for this one yet, Fred, with Tyron Woodley and Gilbert Burns headlining. But we got an event this Saturday, UFC APEX. This kind of last second type of thing. Like, how'd you feel about it?
Well, what part of it? Do you mean just like as far as the COVID goes, and like how am I okay with that whole thing at this point or whatever?
Yeah.
Look, fucking cat's out of the bag, big baby. We did 3 events in Florida. Only Jacare tested positive. I haven't heard no other positive tests yet. I'm sure there might be some. Mum might be the word, but for all I know, for all of us fucking know, it was an overwhelming success. So at this point, I've got no reason to believe they couldn't do it again. I would imagine that things get better the longer they go on. So any little mistakes they might have made with those first 3 shows, one would presume they shore those up a little bit. So I mean, it's their fucking center. They can fly everybody in. Hey, listen, I'm all for it. They're not trying to get crowds into the fucking stadiums yet or nothing. So for all of me, thank fucking God. Listen, in the beginning, I was kind of like, hey, look, man, I don't know. We were just talking about this before we went live, Eddie. Ohio's been open for like 4 weeks, and the shit hasn't hit the fan yet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how bad this thing possibly is or was or could have been or whatever the fuck. But for all of me, I'm glad they're doing it. I've kind of turned over a leaf at this point. Fuck, thank God. There still is no other live sports. There still isn't a lot of shit. We actually get to watch our favorite sport live still. And let me tell you something. Fuck that crowd. Give them back to the Indians for all the fucking me. They can keep the crowds going forever. I don't mind the shows like this at all. So color me fucking excited.
Yeah, no, I'm ready for the crowdless events still. I mean, look, and like you said, we had what 2 events in Jacksonville, 3 events in Jacksonville, whatever we had. 3 events. Yeah, we had 3 events in Jacksonville. Jacare was the one test. We haven't heard shit about it. And I'm actually kind of wondering about Jacare. I kind of wish it would give us an update on that. I don't know if anyone in the comment section heard about it, but I kind of want to know what's going on with Jacare and his coaches. But I'm hoping he's okay. And then I'm hoping he was his fucking mortgage, because he was fighting. He was only going to fight to pay that shit. So it's kind of crazy. Dave Man says, yo, Jesse in the frame. For a second, he was. What's up, Alex? Dave says, I love how false positives from Jacksonville were a huge deal over a bloody elbow. You know what I heard? I don't know if you guys have heard the same, but apparently the UFC switching over to like a throat test instead of a nasal test to like make it more comfortable. And now that's a big deal with some places about how that's not going to be as accurate as a nasal test. Did you hear anything about that, Fred?
Whoa. Wait, hold on. First off, let me get something straight here.
Yeah.
You said they're going to switch over to a throat swab to make it more comfortable?
That's what I've read. I don't know anyone comes actually heard that shit, but that's what I've read, yeah.
Are they starting with the female fighters, or am I missing something?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It doesn't make sense. Jesse, what'd you say?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's what I've heard.
Fucking big ass stick rammed down your throat feel better than getting it rammed up your nose? I mean, I don't want that fucking big ass long fucking toothpick going down my fucking yammer either.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird. Like that whole thing's kind of weird, but they've like some websites have been talking about how it's not as accurate. There could be false positives on that too. So it's all kinds of a mess. But regardless, we're having fights. Shit's a little more normal. Yeah, see, MMA guys saw it too. Yeah. So, but we're finally getting some more fights and shit. I think they're talking about Apex this weekend. And next is we have an event next weekend too? Is that another one, or is there gonna be a break in there? You guys know?
I have no idea. I would imagine probably next weekend. It feels like they're going to fucking churn them out as fast as possible now. So
yeah, I mean, they're not going to be like baller ass cards like UFC 249 was. Obviously, I mean, we've seen these last two cards. We're like, eh. I mean, they have that one that Calvillo and is it Cookie Monster? No, it's Calvillo and I forgot who the fuck's fighting in the main event. But it's enough to where I'm just like, really? That's a fucking main event?
Jessica I.
I mean,
oh, that's why I was like rolling my eyes.
Oh God, yeah.
God.
Listen, they got us by the balls though. They're like the dope man.
Oh, we're gonna watch.
When the streets get dry, the dope man can give you some weak dope because guess what? There's no other dope around, so you'll take the weak shit and you'll take nothing. Right now, we got no fucking fights, and they know that. They're like, oh, fucking Jessica I, Cynthia Calvillo, that'll fucking do for a main event right now. And you know what? Cocksuckers are right. I'll be there front and fucking center. I can't stand Jessica I. And let me tell you something. Jessica I is from Ohio. Yeah. That says a lot. Just something about it rubs me the wrong way. What are you going to do, right? You just don't like some people. Rubs me the wrong way. I'll be there front and fucking center watching that whole fucking card, man.
Jesse, what'd you think about that?
Yeah, I just read that. I guess it's a UFC 250 next weekend, the weekend after. So, I mean, yeah, they're just going to keep rolling them out. I mean, you know, it is what it is. We're going to have fights. And like we said last week, they're just not going to be as good. And like Fred said, they can do that because they're the only game in town right now. Up until, you know, you start getting more sports, you know, probably some basketball, some football, anything like that later down the line. Yeah. Later down the line. Yeah.
All right.
Does anybody have a clue at when Bellator is supposed to come back?
I don't know if they've announced anything.
Yeah, so I wonder when the UFC will actually get competition. When will any other MMA, you know, all due respect to all the fucking Asian organizations, but I ain't talking about one. I guess I'm talking about Bellator. They're like the only organization out there that can actually make a little bit of noise and actually somewhat compete with the UFC.
Right. Let's see. I don't see anything, dude. Every article popped up when I look up Bellator is with Bellator on hold, yada yada yada. So yeah, I haven't announced anything, I guess. Oh, this is a Jocker and an updated Jocker. He has been paid fully, but I do not know about his health. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he's all right. Shit. That's you know, no matter what you think of COVID, it's kind of a scary one. So yeah. All right. Let's see. I think the bigger news of the week is Colby getting kicked out of ATT. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I seen that. What about that? What do you guys think about that before I start shooting my fucking mouth off?
I'm surprised it took this long. Like, how many Brazilians are at ATT? Fuckload of them, including fucking the female GOAT. I'm surprised they were giving this dude the time of day. I think probably got tired of his ass. I did read that Gilbert Burns was telling people that Colby has been training in Miami now at a different place, like MMA Masters or something like that. So he was already training somewhere else. So it's not like he needed, you know, to stick around there. And so they probably just sent him on his way. Jesse, anything?
No, I mean, we knew this was going to happen eventually, right? Like, Colby had been pushing everybody's buttons there. Even, I think he took it as far as insulting the dude that was the guy that built ADT, right? Like, he said something bad about him after he passed away. So, yeah, I mean, his time there was numbered no matter what.
Do you think there, Fred? Because you know you want us to go first.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, man. I might be the old one, but I'm a little surprised
really
that they let him go. Just because he's a big earner. He's a big, I mean, it, you know, how many, like real talk, how many gyms got a guy like Colby? Now, don't get me wrong. I know Colby's not John Jones. He's no Conor McGregor, but out of like, if we're talking top draws in the sport, would you say that Colby's top 10?
Draws?
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of those guys where you'll watch him to lose. You want him to lose. You know, you watch him whether. I mean, anyone will watch him. You either want him to win or you want him to lose. So yeah, I would say that.
I mean,
okay, let's do this then. Let's do this then. We like to. This is what we do on the show. So let's talk some shit. Biggest draws in the sport. Who would you guys say? So we got Conor McGregor, easy one. John Jones, easy one. Israel Adesanya, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say it's a draw at this point.
The Diaz brothers.
Well, fuck, you can't count Nick. Maybe Nate and then Jorge. So that's 5.
Well, I say you do count Nick because the news still revolves around if he's coming back, if he's got a fight coming up soon. Like, just put his name out there, and MMA Twitter, blows their load.
Fine. Let's count Nick Diaz too. So we're still up to 6.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time finding somebody else that's a bigger draw than Colby. Is he the 7th biggest draw in the sport?
Is Nunes a draw?
No.
Really?
I would say Colby draws better than Amanda Nunes at this point. I know it's not fair, but I think so. I mean, I'm talking sheer pay-per-view buys. I'm not talking skill. I'm talking draw. How many, when them motherfuckers are at the top of a card, how many pay-per-views are they getting?
Did you say Cejudo? The triple cringe?
I did not. I don't think that Henry outsells Colby. Even at this point, I think that Colby, if you lined him up now, I guess it kind of depends on who he's fighting. But I think if Colby's fighting Jorge, Usman,
huge.
Who else would he fight? I mean, Colby has to fight a top guy at this point. I mean, I know he lost to Usman, but it was a good fucking fight. You know what I mean? It was close. He didn't just get fucking blown out or no shit like that. So I think confidently he's top 10 draws in the sport. So I'm a little surprised that any gym would want to let him go. I know he comes with a lot of baggage, but he comes with a lot of fucking money too, Jack.
I would say you're half right, Fred, though, but I think it's also who he fights, who they put him in the fight against. It has to be like a Tyron Woodley, a Masvidal, someone that he already has that rapport with. If you put him with, Joe Blow, top 15 competitor that he's never talked about, I don't think it's gonna be a draw. Especially because we already saw him lose, and he already gave up the kayfabe or whatever, the wrestling thing that everybody talks about, where he says that all the thing he says, all the wild stuff he says isn't true.
But here's the thing. Everybody's like that, except for like Conor and Jorge and Nate and Nick Diaz. Like John Jones is a draw, but only if he's fighting the right guy.
Right.
When John fights fucking Jan Blachowicz, it won't, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to sell a little, but he ain't a draw like that. Like everybody, well, keep listening, you cute cocksucker. Everybody kind of needs that other dance partner. I mean, Henry Cejudo sure as fuck ain't a draw without the right guy. You know what I mean? Like most people aren't draws without the right dance partner. There's literally a small, like, again, Jorge Masvidal, Conor McGregor, and the Diaz brothers are probably the only guys in this sport that can draw on their own. And the only girl that's ever been able to draw on her own was Ronda.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, Amanda Nunes gets nowhere near the credit she deserves, but it's just a fact. For as good as she is, she should be selling double those pay-per-views. But listen, she doesn't. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what people like, right? Is it the UFC don't market her right? Maybe. Or maybe there's just something special in the sauce sometimes. And, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know why Amanda Nunes isn't really a massive draw, but she's not.
Well, yeah, would you call Weili Zhang a draw as well? Seeing as how a lot of pay-per-views over in her neck of the woods sold pretty well.
Good question. I would not call her a draw yet. I would not. But she's right on the precipice. And if you was to call her a draw, I feel like I would have a hard time arguing against you. I mean, because look, it's a billion motherfuckers over there, Jack. If she's got fucking 1/1000th of them paying attention to her, it's weird. When somebody's from China and a lot of their draws from China, it's hard for us to know how big they fucking are. You know what I mean? Like, we kind of don't. I don't really know. Have no idea how big Weili Zhang is in her neck of the woods. Oh, Habib.
Yeah, I was gonna say Habib too.
But by the way, Fred, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to correct you, Fred, but it's China. You have to say it right.
China. Fucking. Anyway.
Of course, the fucking
Yeah.
Trump dude.
Yeah. Let's see. Dave Man says HT has so many names, he probably just got sick of his shit. I wouldn't doubt that. It's play a character, but you can't bash your teammates and coaches, which he did plenty of. Let's see what else is there. Oh, what's up, Liam? She's Masvidal over Izzy, I think. I think on that one, if you do it outside Australia and New Zealand, I agree with you. I might be wrong, but I would agree with you. It was that was the deal on that.
Yeah. I would say Masvidal's probably top 3 or 4 in the sport right now. Maybe even more of a draw than the Diaz brothers at this present time. I mean, Masvidal's fucking up there. It very well may be Conor Masvidal as far as biggest draws in the sport go right now.
Yeah, and right now Usman was saying, I think not Usman. Who's his manager again? The fucking shady asshole. Ali. Yeah. Ali. He was saying that Masvidal might want Usman to fight Conor, and then Masvidal gets the Nate rematch, and then I guess he would get the winner of Usman Conor. I don't know. That's a weird thing to even say, honestly.
So yeah, I don't. I don't have a lot of interest in seeing the Nate rematch. I mean,
I think it went too long.
I loved it going into it, but at this point, yeah. I mean, look, and I love Nate, but Nate was fucking losing that fight. I mean, at the end of the day, we seen that fight, man. Like it, there's no sense for them to run that back.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Liam says the Chinese girl beats Colby easy as far as pay-per-view draws go. With China behind her, sure. Not UFC pay-per-view buys, but the cash that they made China pay-per-view was huge. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm too stoned to type well. Sorry. I'm with you on that. It's all good. Let's see. How many times has Colby headlined a pay-per-view? Once? Yes. Yeah. Right?
Was it just the Usman fight?
Yeah, because the last time that I saw him on a big card, he beat the shit out of RDA, and then he was yelling at Tyron Woodley. It's like, why did let this dirty Brazilian take that ass over for you by Tyron Woodley over and over again? Should be weird. All right. Don't talk about Habib. I'm not over the Tony fight. Not happening. Still gutted. Justin Gaethje went ahead and put a fucking big old nail in the coffin on that one. I think to me it would take a lot to get that one back. And then Aaron says, I've seen Ronda 3 times in person. Man, everyone was buying her t-shirts and she had fans from teens to Karens. Yeah, they made it into a girl power thing. It kind of worked out. Right?
It was huge. I
mean, yeah, she's fucking crazy. R.I.P. Habib versus Tony. Yeah, the MMA gods have spoken.
Yeah, no, it's done. That let me tell you something.
Yeah,
that's really sad because that fight is done forever. Like they very well may fight, their paths may cross, but what we were waiting on, it kind of sucks, but it got sullied by Justin Gaethje. It's over now. Like we can never go back to that. Like it'll never be that again. Tony will never be on that streak. Like it, that's why fights have to happen at the perfect time, because now that you will never get that back. That fight, they might fight, but that fight is gone forever.
Yeah, no, I think so too. And you're right. At the level that it would have been is gone. That shit ain't happening ever again.
We'll never get it back.
Never. Alex says that's why you'd be surprised how popular one championship is over there. The population is nuts. Look, they're able to fucking pay DJ and all that shit. I wouldn't be surprised to see Huda over there, dude. For real. If they're paying the way that people were saying they're paying, taking care of the fighters the way they say they are, fuck, why wouldn't you go over there?
Cute little prick, better not.
Nah, yeah. Jesse, because I know you're a big fan of Triple Cringe. Do you believe, just real quick, this retirement's real? Because today Dana White came out and said, yeah, it's fucking real, and we're going to have Peter Yan against Jose Aldo for the belt, which, by the way, I'm sure Aljamain Sterling is pretty pissed right
now. Maybe. I mean, he seems to be a guy that when he says those things in all seriousness, he does do what he says he's going to do. It wasn't part of a shtick or anything. And it kind of seems like he's he wanted to get out before, anything, anything might bad happen to him, like losing the titles.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he's smart enough to know that, anybody can catch him and he could lose his little, his little shtick of being a champion. So yeah, I could see this sticking for a while at least. Although it is weird that he's down there training with Mike Tyson and Vitor Belfort. So who knows? He might be on some juice that, he needs to get out of his system before he comes back to fighting.
It's not gonna make him any taller. MMA guy says, "What the fuck is Jorge doing? Chasing money, I guess, and doesn't want to take an L." I think he set himself up for a big fight. If you set himself up for a big fight Nate Diaz, right, and you beat Nate, let's say he beats Nate again, you get the winner of Usman Conor. Either way, it's a big fight. You get the winner, right?
Yeah, it's a big fight, but I mean, listen, man, I hug Conor's nuts as much as the next guy, but how exactly are we giving him the shot at 70 again? Like, what? Why is Conor fighting Usman? And let me tell you something. I'll tell you something right now. I will go ahead and hug his nuts for a minute. Let me tell you something. I think that fight's a little closer than everybody else thinks. Now, would I favor Usman? For sure. For sure. Let's not get it twisted. I would favor Usman. But Conor will be faster. He's a way better striker. And if Usman can get lit up by Colby like that, if y'all think that Conor can't find Usman's chin, you're a fucking idiot. Now, I don't know that he can hurt him like that, but like, I think that fight's a little closer. Like, people are like, oh, R.I.P. Conor, R.I.P. Conor. Don't get too fucking cute about that. Now, all that being said, Conor don't deserve the goddamn fight, for Christ's sakes. I mean, I think when people give him shit about his run at featherweight, I don't think it's fair. I think he fought very tough guys all the way up the ladder. I don't give a shit if it was early in Max Holloway's career. It was still fucking Max Holloway.
Right.
Yeah, I think he fought some very tough guys. But listen, he fought fucking Cowboy at 70, for Christ's sakes. And Nate Diaz 132 years ago. We can't very well give him a goddamn title shot off a fucking W over fucking Cowboy, for Christ's sakes.
Right.
Fred's analysis brought to you by Proper 12. Go ahead, Eddie.
Proper 12 check every month. Let's see where we at. Damn, keep the comments coming, folks. I'm just catching up. Is Masvidal leveraging his popularity to make millions in negotiation because Usman is not a draw? I mean, damn, I haven't thought about that.
I mean, I think if Usman was, or Masvidal was to win the belt, rather, that would be good for his career and it would make him money in the long run. So just because Usman's not really a draw, if you think you win that fight, it's still a smart fight to take, because then you become, I mean, listen, if you take the Usman fight, it's not a massive draw. That's fine. But if you beat Usman and you become the fucking BMF champ and the real fucking welterweight champion, then all bets are off. You are the money fight, figuratively and metaphorically and fucking realistically and literally.
But I think the thing is too, though, is the same thing that Cejudo saw, is that this type of game, you're playing by inches, right? Someone can always catch you, something can always go wrong, and your negotiation power can go away that quickly. And I think Masvidal understands that right now. He has the ability to negotiate what he wants, how he wants it. Seeing as how, especially, they basically made a belt between him and Diaz, out of them two talking about it, and did this whole thing. They headlined a pay-per-view and everything, and they sold this thing. So I think Masvidal wants to definitely secure his next few years ahead of him. But he's trying to do it as like smart as possible. I don't think it has too much to do with Usman, because I think he's pretty confident that he can beat Usman. But I think he wants to set up like moving down the line, so he doesn't have to do the Cejudo thing of like, well, if you don't pay me what I want, like $2 million or whatever a fight, I'm gonna retire. He already wants to have all those things in place before he does that.
Cejudo better fucking wake up with that millions talk. I dig it. He's trying to, bro, you ain't getting no millions. You better wake up. I know you're trying to build your fan base, but basing it on being the fucking triple cringe, Conor, homeboy. You can save that millionaire talk. You ain't getting those numbers. And I mean, Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you're getting millions doing nothing.
But I think it's also, at least at this point in the game of the UFC, it doesn't hurt to try and push the button, right? You gotta ask for what you think you're worth at least. Like, it's not gonna hurt Cejudo. If he walks away from this, he still has his winning streak. He got 2 belts. He defended them. All this stuff, right? He's a savior of flyweight or whatever. He has all these things that he can show that he did. Doesn't mean that that's gonna garner him the $1 million, like Fred says. But it doesn't hurt for him to go, hey, I'm worth this much. You don't want to pay me? Fine. That doesn't mean that one, or what's the one that they do the $1 million tournament?
PFL.
PFL. Doesn't mean that they won't offer him that type of money, right? Like, it just puts him out there for that.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know what I think held Henry back? His hair.
Oh,
really?
Oh, his hair. Oh yeah. If he would have shaved his head, he would have been a lot more, not a monster. But that fucking hair and the cringe, it was just way too much, man. Like, he had to shave his fucking head, give himself a neck tattoo or something, come out looking like a little small Mexican Batista. Then we would have been on to something. That fucking stupid hair and his mouthy little yap. Yeah, I'm retiring. Dana was like, deuces, you little shitbird. Peace. Peter Yan, you're up to bat.
Dude,
you too. Get your fucking sack of bones out here.
Dana White's probably looking for a way out of the Cejudo business, as he would call it. And then Cejudo comes up, I'm retiring. And Dana's like, well, that worked out. Okay. See ya.
PW's like, I've been trying to find a reason to fold up this goddamn flyweight division for 2 fucking years. See ya.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do Benavidez and is it a Sunsao again? Is it a Sunsao?
Shit. Listen, fucking who is it? Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard. Somebody called old Benavidez and was like, hey buddy, guess who doesn't gotta cut weight no more? Yeah. That's right. You,
dude.
Because now you're a bantamweight, or you can move to fucking China.
No, they're gonna give him one more shot at flyweight belt, and I think he wins or loses. Like, right after the fight, they're folding up that division, which sucks for them. But yeah, they're probably all get a phone call, be like, "Move it to 35, dude," or one championship likes the little guys. Aaron says,
they already did that.
Yep.
Yeah, they did do that, and then they brought them all back. But they'll do it again. Aaron says, what do you do with Diaz? I'm down for Colby versus Diaz, man. I don't know. No, I would do Colby versus Nick Diaz. I would like to see Nate against other people. Just straight up, because I think Nick would fuck with Colby in a way that Nate couldn't do. What's up, Daniel?
You know what?
What up?
You know what fight would be fantastic, just from a stylistic point of view, and I mean, it makes a little bit of sense ranking wise too. But tell you what fight fucking gets my dick hard is Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz.
That would be dope as fuck.
That's a fucking fun fight, man.
Hell yeah.
I mean, boy, 2 tough ass motherfuckers, eccentrics. I just, styles make fights too, man. And those fucking pricks just match up well. First off, that people are going to get the piss beat out of each other.
Fuck yeah.
Neither one of those guys got any sort of quit in them. Like, that's such a fun fight. And it's divisionally relevant, to be fair. Yeah. Like, whoever wins that fight, it still counts a lot for something. So I would fucking, highly doubt we fucking get MMA gods go ahead and put his fucking blessings upon that one. But that's got my fucking vote.
Yeah, no, it's damn, that would be a sick ass fight. Put that on, especially the way the cards are going right now. You could put that on a co-main of a pay-per-view and draw like a motherfucker. Now, if the country was opened up, put that motherfucker in California, and you would have some crazy people showing up. But I would actually drive out for that one. If LA was or if California was open and they did it in California, I'm driving out for that bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, I know this is impossible, and I know I'm just a gringo shooting my mouth off and don't know the fuck he's talking about, but a part of me screams, put that in Tijuana, Mexico.
That'd be so dope, but the cartels would be all over that bitch,
dude. Straight to Tijuana, cocksuckers. Let's do it.
Oh, shit. So who just needs to keep fighting and winning to get more money to prove you're the GOAT? In his mind, he's the GOAT because he's got the medal and the 2 belts. So in his mind, he's the GOAT. I still think on that division, DJ's the GOAT, but that's just because I'm a big DJ fan. That's weird. Hang on. Aaron says, oh shit, people are attacking police cars in Los Angeles, protesting going down again, repeat of the 90s. That was like 92. They had those fucking. I did not know that was happening. I'm gonna look that up.
I knew it was happening. Is it Minneapolis? Where
yeah,
the cop
we could talk about that. We could talk about that in a minute. George Floyd. That shit's fucking insane. Like I was like, y'all did it now, motherfucker. You've gotten away with it for years.
Who are these cops that are still doing this? Let me just say, for the record, I realize that not all police are bad. So hold that there and everybody suck my dick. But for the cops that are still doing shit like this, are you guys fucking stupid? How did you become police officers? You're morons.
Seriously.
There are cameras everywhere. You got your fucking knee on this goddamn dude's throat. Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. Like, are you that fucking stupid that you think you would be able to pull a stunt like this? I mean, I'm sure he probably didn't assume the guy would die, but why risk it at this point? Like, if you're a cop and you're being like hella aggressive or hard with somebody these days, you got to assume that somebody's filming your dumb ass. Like, if I was a cop nowadays, I'd be the chillest cop in the world.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I stun gun you if I had to, but I would not be being overly aggressive with you if I did not have to. Like, right now is not the time to be putting your fucking knee in somebody's neck. He died. You should be going to prison, motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
That's what you get. You goofy prick. What the fuck?
I don't know if it's true or not, but I did see a picture, supposedly someone claiming that the cop that did that took a picture with a hat.
Yeah, that's not him.
It's not him. Okay.
It's not.
It kind of looked like him.
So yeah, I know I did. It looked a lot like him, but I looked all over the place, and it turns out it's some other dude that's like a clear, like out. You know, he's out as a racist and former felon and shit. Now I might be completely wrong, and everyone else that all the information I found was wrong too, and it might be that dude. But that guy doesn't seem like the kind of guy that, like, not the kind of guy that would wear that, but it doesn't seem like he's the kind of guy that would put on a hat. That makes sense.
Well, he seems like the type of guy that wouldn't do that publicly.
That's what I'm saying.
He's too scared.
Because I looked up that dude's name, and it popped up on fucking Facebook with that picture. That's immediately my first red flag that I was like, it's not him.
Here's the thing, too, right? Like, you're not going to be able to prevent people from being racist. Like, that sort of shit's going, like, it is what it is. So when something like this happens, it's paramount that this motherfucker is charged properly, because that's all we can do. He needs to go to prison for murder.
Yeah.
If he goes to prison for murder, then we all, not that it makes it okay, but everybody can relax a little bit. Like,
get some justice. Shit.
This sort of shit is going to happen. It's going to happen. But when it happens, it has got to be penalized correctly. Like, then we can all, you don't want riots to happen? You better fucking put this dude in prison for the rest of his fucking life.
So what Aaron was talking about,
do the right thing.
Yeah, what Aaron was talking about, there is a massive protest, and not massive, it's a few hundred people, looking like, or at least a couple hundred, blocking the 101 freeway in downtown LA. If you know downtown LA, that's it sucks. But they're blocking the freeway. Yeah, you probably have to go around there at some point this week.
Yeah, I have to drive down there tonight. Oh god.
Well, good luck. Hopefully they fucking cleared out by then, because 2 highway patrol cars went by and someone took their skateboard, busted both windows, and on the video that I'm seeing right here on Twitter, one of the fucking cop cars is driving off with a fucking skateboard in the fucking rear window. So some fucking little skater dude, little stoner is probably like, "That's my board, bro. That's my board!" Like freaking out. All right,
let me ask you this. Of that video, is it all white people? Is it all like white kids?
No. There's a good mix of people from what I can see, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's catch up on some comments here before we keep talking about this. Liam says he can't go to another organization. The championship clause extends your contract. When you win a title fight, it's impossible to retire with no fights left as champion. I mean, you can. I don't see why Dana White wouldn't release him.
Plus the fact that they are already moving on.
Right. Let's see. Fake Gangster Cejudo, I'm here for it. Why didn't he try for 145? Roll the dice instead of retire, go for greatness. He wants to get paid more, and they're not going to pay him. So let's see. I don't think Diaz's face could handle Tony. Oh, the elbows would fucking cut him up. He'd be cut up after the first minute, but I'm here for it. Yeah, like obviously it'd be a bloody fucking fight. Get a different ref in there. That's not going to stop it in that manner, right? But
I tell you what, though, stylistically, yeah, the elbows don't line up good for Tony's face, but I think Nate's a way better boxer than Tony.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree.
think if Nate finds his range, on the feet, he will start peppering. I mean, look at what Justin did to fucking Tony. I mean, Justin's a power puncher, but Nate will put hands on Tony, son.
Yeah, Nate's very accurate with it. So I just watched video of a target getting robbed. There, here we go. Hire stoner cops. They be the chillest cops ever.
Hell.
Telling you. No matter what percent of cops are bad, the prosecutors and courts still let them off with can't fix police without fixing the courts. That's 100% true.
Well, there you go. That's what I mean, though. That's the important part. They need to be fucking trialed for this shit. Tried.
Well, I mean, it sucks because, you know, the mayor over there is trying to cover it up by saying that they just fired like 4 of the officers involved in this whole ordeal, you know, which is not enough, obviously, right? Because this dude literally killed a guy in the middle of the street with people watching him, you know, and it's like Fred says, there has to be some sort of justice there. I don't believe, though, that everybody rioting and, you know, busting up cop cars and, you know, breaking into police stations to bust up cop cars and all this stuff. I don't think that's the way to go, though.
No, I'm with you on that. It's like, and honestly, how many times is it going to happen before we actually do some shit about it and fix the actual system, the entire system? Like, this happens so many goddamn times, and people are tired of this shit. They're out there protesting and breaking windows and shit. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, you know, end of the day, fuck, I don't know what's gonna happen, dude. This, like, we're going back to '92 in LA and the '80s in fucking Miami. You know, that kind of shit. All right.
It's chaotic. I mean, and you would have to like overhaul the whole system to actually do something about it. So, like, what are you gonna do?
Well, Fred, you're in a primarily like neighborhood where there's a lot of mixture, kind of like I'm here in LA. So how does the tension out there for you feel?
I mean, because of this or just in general?
Because of this.
Oh, I mean, shit, it ain't no tension in our city, Jack. I mean, we're away from Minneapolis, but it ain't like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I see a lot of posts on social media and shit, but it ain't no kind of racial tension. Not from my end or other people I fuck with or nothing. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is.
See, the reason I ask is because I see a lot of these. I don't know how to describe them, but just kids, you know, basically that like see the video out here in LA and want to do something, and they're like, we should protest, we should riot. And it's like, dude, you're number one, you're young, you're white, and you have nothing to do with this issue, but yet you want to riot for some reason. Like, I don't know if you guys get to see that end as well. I see that. That's why I was asking Eddie if it's a bunch of white kids doing this stuff, because it feels like these kids just want to get involved, and they're just getting involved in the wrong manner.
Like, it's quite possible, but it's also one of those things where everyone needs to fucking do something about it. It can't just be black people anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't just be like, you know, all black people are fighting back, because at that point, you know, other people are gonna start demonizing that movement the way they did it with Kaepernick, right? If Kaepernick and a bunch, you know, the entire team was taking a knee, it would have been a little bit different than just Kaepernick taking a knee. Now you see the reason why Humble was taking a knee, though, right? Like, aren't we finally seeing the reason he was taking a fucking knee? Now we don't have to fucking cheat Jack in the fucking narrative of the whole goddamn thing, making it an anti-America thing. It's actually to protest police brutality that we were seeing on fucking video, right? Right.
I mean, we've been seeing this, though. To be honest,
yeah.
Like, this is, I mean, that's why he was doing it. Like, this shit, like Sandra Bland and shit. Like, there's countless fucking black folks that this has happened to. That's why it's such a big deal. That's why fucking things like All Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matters are fucking cunts. Because it's not to say that all lives don't matter or that blue lives don't matter, but that's not what the fuck we're talking about right now. Right. Is the goddamn motherfucking point.
Yeah, it honestly, Black Lives Matter came up with the wrong fucking like slogan. It should have been Black Lives Matter too. not just Black Lives Matter. If you throw Black Lives Matter too, then you're like, well, yeah, of course, right? But you go just Black Lives Matter, and they're like, well, what about blue lives? What about this lives? And all these other fucking, like, you know what I mean? That's what happened.
But that's them being cunts.
100%.
I know what I'm a white life. I know what they mean. I know what they're talking about. It's like, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean, listen, you could put Black Lives Matter too, or if what they was trying to get at, they could have put only Black Lives Matter. But it wasn't only Black Lives Matter. It was just Black Lives Matter. Only a fucking petty cunt would go and be like, well, my life matters too, dude. No shit, dumb fuck. And it matters less.
And I hate to break it to everybody, but we are in a country full of cunts. Like, to the tippy top, full of cunts. That's the problem. Is people knew what the fuck Black Lives Matter meant, right? Everyone fucking knew, in my opinion, knew what that meant. But just to be fucking cunts is twisted that shit the fuck out. For example, like here in Phoenix, that happened. If George Floyd happened just a couple days ago. I think yesterday or the day before, a white dude down the street, actually from where I live, there was a huge mix-up, according to the story. Anyway, so the dude, somebody called the cops saying there was a domestic violence situation going on next door. The cops showed up, pound on the door, or knock on the door. Dude comes out with a handgun in his hand for some reason and gets killed, right? Well, then on the fucking, on Facebook, they have all these pages and shit. And people are just like, well, no one's gonna, is no one gonna riot for him? Is no one gonna march for this guy? And it's like, you motherfuckers, you're missing the point of the death of George Floyd. Like, you guys are missing the point of that one. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole fucking just like lack of awareness. The whole like, well, what about my team type of thing? It's just really weird. It's this whole thing where we just don't give a shit about each other, and that's a big fucking problem. Because if you don't give a fuck about other people and you're only gonna give a shit about your team, you get division the way we got with the fucking lefties and the righties, and the way you got. I mean, it's fucking retarded. Like, I hate seeing this shit because you would think people could sit down, have a conversation about something, and be like, you know what, you're right. Let me give a little bit of a fuck about my neighbor just for 5 seconds and put myself in their shoes, and then story through this event through their eyes or their mindset. But nobody wants to do that. You know what I mean? It's fucking, I don't know what it is, man. It's some wild shit, to be honest with you. It's wild shit. But, hold up. Sean says, yeah, it's funny because the people that face the reprisal of the riots are never the cops. It's 100% true, for the most part. It's the Koreans or small business owners in Black or Cuban neighborhoods, right? Because that's where people are protesting, unfortunately. And so they start fucking, it's a mess on a lot of sides. There's never going to be a clean way to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking, I don't know. I think the consensus on this particular case that this dude needs to get murder charges. 100%. 100%. I mean, how do you cuff a man, put him belly down, and then knee to the back of the head? Fucking why? Or the neck? Why? Like, what was the point? To me, that's all right, bitch, this is what you fucking get for resisting arrest kind of fucking thing. And then it gets caught on camera. This ain't the fucking 80s anymore where nobody's walking with a camera. This is the fucking, this is 2020. Everybody, literally everybody has a camera in their pocket.
At the very least, it should be manslaughter, right?
I think it should be more than manslaughter, but because manslaughter is like you kill someone in a car accident because you were drunk, something like that. I think it should be murder too, at least. At least.
Right. Well, I was just thinking, like, worst come to look, he needs to go to fucking prison for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like, that for sure. He needs to do some fucking time. He killed a fucking man. Like, maybe you could blame it on negligence and be like, oh, well, I had no intentions on killing him. I was being a dick, but I had no idea he would die. Like, maybe you could make that argument, but you still got to go to prison, homeboy.
Right. MMA God says, I don't think any cop that's killed a black man has ever been convicted. That needs to change. It's terrible. I honestly, off the top of my head, I can't think of one that has been. So you might be right. But it's got to change. And I think this is the straw that broke the camel's back. I think the fact that they got it on camera with all the circumstances that were going down at the moment of the killing, really, I think this is the one that broke the straw that broke the camel's back. And now I think you've seen it now with these protests and these demonstrations and shit. Now I think like you can't ignore it anymore. Like you just cannot ignore it anymore. So is what it is. Sean says they actually had the whole video Tim Pool posted on Twitter. He didn't need to get fucked up in general. Do they do they have the whole video during? I mean, they have body cams because I know what they said was like somebody called the cops because he wrote a bad check or he was trying to write a bad check or something like that, and then they called the cops. Cops showed up, arrested him. He resisted arrest allegedly. I don't know. I didn't see the video. Then he did.
No, he didn't. I saw the video of the outside of the store, and it looks like he's just complying. He puts his hand behind his back. Yeah. They walk him to like a wall, and then it just goes bad from there.
Really, he doesn't resist at all.
It doesn't look like he does.
Motherfuckers! If he didn't resist at all, then I don't understand. I mean, I understand why he's cuffed. Why is he on his belly on the ground? And why is it that's fucked up? That makes me angry, dude. What the fuck? That's bullshit, dude. Fucking hell. Whatever. Something's got to be done. The whole system's got to change. It can't just be these cops that go to prison and then we're done. That's it. We wait for the next one. It's got to be these cops got to go to prison, or at least this one particular cop needs to go to prison, and then we got to go after judges. We need to go after the system and change shit all over the place. You can't just shield cops that do shit like this because they have a badge. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there circumstances sometimes where they have to protect their own lives? Absolutely. This is not one of them. This is definitely not one of them. The man was cuffed and he was down. Okay. If homeboy had fucking popped out of the car with a fucking gun, started blasting at cops, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? But this wasn't that at all. This was not that. This was straight up, especially if he didn't actually resist arrest like that, like they actually put in the report. If he didn't resist arrest and shit, but he really didn't do that. Motherfuckers, man. Dude.
Like I said, the clip I saw was like from it looked like from the convenience store or whatever, from the outside. And it didn't show like them tackling him or anything like that. Like it didn't show him going to the ground. It just showed them walking with him, like, and it seemed like he had a calm demeanor, like he was talking to the cops. So I mean, something must have transpired between when that video ends, because it's not that long of a clip, and when they have him on the ground handcuffed with a knee on his neck. Like, who knows what the hell happened? But from what I saw in that little clip, it didn't seem like he was resisting at all.
Well, shit, dude. I don't know. It isn't just for black people that we need to make the change, for everybody, honestly. Especially like for black people, right? But for everybody, like, fuck, who's to say one of us is gonna get pulled over and get our asses beat for no reason if a cop's having a fucking bad day? We just run into the wrong cop. Except
for Fred. Fred's clean and clear, I think.
Fred would be so chill. He'd be like, "Look, man, I don't know what you want from me." That cop won't survive in general population. Even if he goes to the Fed, he'll be protected. He'll probably get minimal time. I wouldn't be surprised. So, all right, bringing it back to MMA for a sec, for the last couple of minutes here, because we're kind of running out of shit to talk about. Actually, there's not a lot to talk about. Like, at least until the event this weekend. So let's just go with the main event. Tyron Woodley versus Gilbert Burns. Pick a winner on this one, Jesse. Who you taking?
Man. I think I posted it on your Monday show. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Woodley, so I want Burns to win.
Okay. Fred?
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Woodley. So
Fred, you there? Oh.
Boy.
Oh, there it is.
Can you fucking hear me?
Yeah. It's kind of choppy, but yeah.
My fucking internet connection is trash as fuck right now.
Yeah.
God damn. I'm about to fucking throw this fucking cocksucker through the motherfucking goddamn window. God fucking damn it. Jesus Christ almighty. And fucking Gilbert Burns. I'm so sick and fucking. I had to pick fucking Gilbert Burns just based on Tyron's fucking song. That goddamn fucking hideous rap song. He puts a stain on the whole fucking rap music with that bull fucking shit.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns out of fucking spite
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tyron Woodley just because well, both of you are taking Gilbert Burns, but also because I think he's gonna have the power and the striking advantage. Just my opinion. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end this one a little early here. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go?
Yeah, Eddie.
What's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jody. I don't see her in the comments there, but if you follow her Instagram, her and her husband, man, I don't know, significant other, have been doing little lunches for the homeless people around her area. So shout out to her for actually doing something in their community and being helpful to the people around them.
Yeah, she's been doing free lunches and stuff like that, which is pretty fucking cool. So, yeah. All right, Fred, anything before you go? Yeah. Before we go.
That's dope. Yeah. Fuck no. Fucking goddamn action. I look like I'm underwater. I'm 3 seconds behind a fucking stone. I don't know. Okay or not. I look like a fucking goddamn kung fu movie. It's chaos.
It's all right.
Decent.
It's all right, dude. What's up?
Can we donate to get Fred faster internet or something?
We'll start a GoFundMe for Fred's better internet. That'd be, yeah. Anyway, all right.
Listen, it's been all the up, baby. Daddy's been watching the fucking squirt videos. You know what I mean?
Oh shit, dude.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight. MDP, Liam, Sean, Peligroso was here. MMA guys was good, man. Appreciate you coming on, hanging out. Liam, of course, stayed up super late to hang out with us. Alex Morris, appreciate it. Aaron was here for a while. Danny Rodriguez stopped by for a sec. I think Dave Madden was here way earlier. Yeah, everyone that tuned in, you guys are the shit. We love you guys. All right, head kick, everybody. All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Of course, you can follow all of us. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. All the fucking social medias, the website, and all that other shit. And of course, RipTheWarriors.com and SpiceSports.com. All right, enjoy the fuck out of this Saturday. We have a lot more to talk about next week, obviously, because of the event. So stay safe, stay cool. Don't get shot. Don't get pulled over. I'm just playing. No, but for real, like, stay aware, stay safe, and watch your surroundings and all that shit, all right? Because it's crazy out here. We'll get it from everywhere, all right? All right. Good night. Good night, Wilshire.